Hafiz Saeed's supreme powers in Islamabad's affairs exposes Pakistan's dubious techniques of treating terror leaders who, although have been lodged behind bars, but are exercising complete control over all the state machineries, including the judiciary. If latest media reports are to be believed, Lashkar and JUD leader Saeed is expected to get freed from his conviction soon as his lawyer is set to file an appeal based on a 2009 case, a report.
An anti-terrorism court indicted Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief Hafiz Saeed on terror financing charges last year in Lahore. The move came after immense global pressure on the country to bring terror leaders residing in the country to justice. The timing of the filing of the cases and Saeed's arrest in July 2019 was related to two events. The first was Prime Minister Imran Khan's visit to the US in July 2019, where he was to meet President Donald Trump. The second was pressure from the Paris-based international terror financing watchdog, the Financial Action Task Force. Recent advancements in Saeed's case suggest that his conviction is likely to be struck down on appeal on the ground that in 2009 a full bench of the Lahore High Court had declared that he was not a member of the banned LET. According to Saeed's lawyer, he had left the LET on December 24, 2001, while the organization was banned on January 14, 2002. Experts from India, however, suggest that whether the action against Saeed is indicative of a new direction in Pakistan's counter-terrorism policy or merely a tactical ploy as before to escape economic sanctions remains to be seen in near future.
This time also the court has convicted him along with four of his associates, but ultimately when it comes to giving him the punishment, they will save him somehow. They have done it in the past, they are doing it now, and they might do it in the future also. This entire eyewash has been done on the pressure of the US and the other international agencies. Even the now US diplomat has said that you have to take action, you have to convict him. But when it comes to actually conviction, he is again bailed out. Then he is put in house arrest. These are all the eyewash things which Pakistan tries to fool the world by getting the sanctions removed, getting out of the FATF sanctions, and protecting their basic ISI agenda.
Under pressure from the international community, the Pakistani authorities launched investigations into matters of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jamaat-ud-Dawa and its charity wing, Falai Insaniyat Foundation, for their holding and use of trusts to raise funds for terrorism financing. At least 56 seminaries and facilities being run by the JUD and FIF in southern Sindh province were also taken over by authorities in the same case. Consequently, Hafiz Saeed, the co-founder and the chief of these terrorist groups, was arrested in connection with charges relating to terror financing and has been detained at Kot Lakhpat jail since then. On Pakistan's support to terrorism, experts from European Foundation for South Asian Studies suggest, in spite of these so-called measures by Pakistan's counter-terrorism department, there seems to be absolutely no curb being put on terror financing and terror activities taking place in the country, and hence the country still remains a dangerous place to reside in.
Pakistan still remains on the grey list, therefore it has not apparently fulfilled the necessary conditions and quotas to be considered a safe zone and safe, to have provided safety for its citizens.
The Asia-Pacific Group of FATF has already blacklisted Pakistan for unsatisfactory measures to curb terrorism operating on its soil. Besides, global terror financing watchdog FATF in February retained Pakistan on its grey list till its next plenary session scheduled to be held in June. The retaining of Pakistan on grey list is a consequence of its failure in taking adequate action against money laundering and terror financing.
Pakistan on ground has done nothing to stop this flow of funds to the terrorism, to terror agencies, to the terrorists who are residing and enjoying a good life in Pakistan. To only future we'll see if the pressure is built up on Pakistan internationally and he's moved to the blacklist, then it will have a serious implication on Pakistan, because Pakistan today is surviving on foreign funding only. If the funding stops, Pakistan has no option other than to stop the funding of these terror activists. But as on today, Pakistan has done nothing and the grey list continues. There are reviews again and again, and Pakistan is requesting reviews based on some false evidences, which he is getting time so far, but I don't think in the long run they will be able to escape these sanctions.
As long as Pakistan doesn't take significant steps to fight terrorism and proves that it is genuinely severing ties with Islamist militants, there are high chances of it getting blacklisted by the global body. If blacklisted by the FATF, Pakistan can face financial consequences and economic setbacks at a time when its economy is already in crisis. Also, it will get difficult for the country to get any financial aid from International Monetary Fund, the World Bank and other international organizations, making its financial condition more precarious.